has worked on data, but more so, they have achieved a position by learning professionally every day and then become something that they are today. So with that, I will be bringing my guest today, Ravichandran, on the screen. So, Ravi, welcome to
Yeah,
Data Ki Baat.
yeah. Thanks, Sanjay, for this opportunity to share my data professional journey. So, can you pull the slide, Sanjay, so that we can start with the session?
Sure, sure. I'm going to pull that slide for you. So, yep, here you go.
Yep. So, hello everyone. So, I hope everyone are staying safe and taking good care. So, that is the first and foremost thing in the current situation. So, I'm happy to share my journey as a data professional. So, I would like to share my experiences, my learnings, and probably my success mantra, and also a few wanted to show some insights which I thought would be good to share with you all. So this is one of my favorite quote, especially with respect to data. So it is like in the current world, it is very obvious for each and everything we would require data as an evidence, as a proof, as an acknowledgement, whatever way we want to call it. So I like this quote very much. Okay, so let's look at the agenda for the session. So it will have it is a packed session. So let's everyone join my ride, and we'll see how the journey of my data professional life is there. So I would like to briefly introduce myself on a professional aspect. So there are two aspects, professional and personal. So I'm going to with my professional aspect. So I'm having 10 plus years of experience, predominantly working in different roles in the field of data. So you will quickly see my KUTTI story, which I'll be sharing you shortly, where I will make you to travel along with me in my journey. And I worked in multiple organizations like HCL, Cognizant, and Capgemini. And currently, I'm leading the data analysis and data modeling stream in AstraZeneca. Okay, so now comes the interesting part of this session. So I'm going to share my KUTTI story with you all. So it is something which was very personal to me, but I thought it would be good to share my journey to everyone in this LinkedIn community. So yeah, so I wanted to scale this story across my exposure as well as the timeline. uh, like like um, majority of the people engineering graduates, right? I was also graduated in electronics and communication, but landed up in a software job. So my first organization was Cognizant, so where I joined as a trainee. So initially, right, so I was trained in .NET. So for 3 months everything was new to me. So .NET was new to me, so I was getting trained in .NET. But all of a sudden, when the training got over, out of 23 people in my specific batch, I was the only one who was put up in a data warehousing project. So that there starts my data journey. So I was literally feared. Why? Because 4 years of learning in electronics communications nowhere led to the software field, and .NET, which I got trained, nowhere led to my current project. So in that case, I was bit, I would say, it's shocked or frightened to go into the data warehousing project. So what happened? I asked that, can you put me in a .NET project? I wanted to go there. They said no, strictly you are the only person who wanted to go. It's a requirement. Okay, so it's a new thing, new opportunity. I thought in a very positive way, and I went there, and my role was an ETL developer. So everything is new. ETL is a new for me, and my first tool which I had an hands-on experience is data stage. So again, the data parts comes even in the tooling name itself. So that is how my data journey started. So it went well. I had an like most of the people, I also had dreams to do my full-time masters. So I had when I say aspirant, right? So still I'm aspiring to do full time, but at that time, due to some personal reason, I was not able to make it up. So it's a sudden dip in my exposure as well as my experience, but it didn't stop me. So whatever learning which I had in that initial 1.5 2 years, right, that helped me to get a job in same data warehousing field. I was been into a different organization as a senior ETL developer. So that was my second phase where I stepped into the 3 to 7 years of experience. So I was an ETL developer. One thing which constantly followed me in the initial 4 years is like the domain. So right from my first project, when I was going into a senior ETL developer, it was the banking domain which came along with me. So with respect to tools, I was fine, but with respect to domain, I thought I need some change. So I made a change. I went into another organization where I was given a chance to lead a DWBA project for a media client. So when I went there, I also had a tool transition as well as the domain transition. So everything new to me. So what is there in BFSI is something different from what we have in media. So that exposure I got it. So it was a very good journey for me because I was able to lead a 4-member team in that space. So I got to know about how the data flows from end to end with respect to delivery as well as the conceptual or domain knowledge. So then, what I said, it's been 7 years for me. So into the DWBA space. So it is more or like a middle layer, I would call it. We have a source, we have a middle layer, and we have the target. So what I thought, right? So can I make a role transition? So that was my question. I was not when I was looking for a change, right? I was not exactly looking for the same role or an upskill role from the current thing, but I wanted to look for a different role with respect to data. So there, I got an opportunity to work as a data analyst in AstraZeneca. So that was my first career transition, I would say, because previous everything came as a domain transition, but it was a career transition where I moved into a different role. So data analyst was something new to me, but and one unique thing is about like I was the first one to start up the data analyst role in AstraZeneca. So it was a pretty good journey for me with AstraZeneca. So I wanted to say a success factor, right? So I joined there as an individual data analyst in 2017, but now I'm leading a team of 13 people. So it does not stop with only data analysts, but also it developed into a data modeling capability as well. And the futuristic layer, we are also trying to bring in information architecture, master data management, reference data management. So that my data professional journey is continues to grow in the coming years as well. So this is the path. This is the small quickie story about my data professional. And one thing which was very constant, right, irrespective of the fluctuating graph, which I'm showing as a trajectory line, right? So it is something like the data. So which is very constant throughout my professional experience. Okay. Okay. Another thing which I would like to share with you all is on the learning aspect or any challenges which you used to come in your professional life, right? So I just want to touch upon two of my experiences where everything started from zero, but I could able to make something out of it. So one event happened in 2011, pretty early in my career. So it was my first project. So at that time, I was working for a banking client. So we used to develop ETL jobs as well as the batch or Unix shell scripts, which would able to trigger and schedule the jobs. So what happened? It was the first time I was hearing about a term called daylight savings. So I've never heard about it, and that time it was very new to me. So there was a impact to the Unix scripts whichever we have built. So the impact is something like we need to schedule the jobs in a particular time so that it has to trigger and get the data from an external server. But what happened, the daylight saving is changing across different areas. So there will be a 1 hour advance, 1 hour we need to push it back. So a lot of configuration needs to be done. So that was a problem statement given to me to fix that issue by creating a optimized solution. So I was thinking multiple things. I was reading through multiple articles. I was getting help from different people. But suddenly one spark came to me. The spark is like their data pattern. So with respect to timings, it is not something randomly comes in for daylight saving. There is specific pattern on how it will get advanced or it will get reversed based on different geographies. So that data pattern, I started collecting it. So then I framed a solution. So that helped me to automate that process so that irrespective of daylight saving comes in, so the script would be able to schedule the jobs accordingly. So in icing on cake, something like that, I got to know from my seniors, right? So it is still up and running in banking. So it's been around 10 years, but it is still up and running. So that is something I always feel great about it, which I done in early part of my career. And the next experience which I would like to share is on very recent. It's before 2 3 years. So where I was participating in my first hackathon. So it was conducted by Google in association with AstraZeneca. So we had a hackathon and we formed a global team. So I was the only one who nominated as an individual, but luckily I was able to get a few team members from other parts of the globe. So there were two from UK, one from US. So we formed a global team. But again, a challenge came in. So except me, everybody are from business side. So they understand the business very well. They know the pain points, but technically, if you ask them, it will be complete gray area for them. So again, it was a challenge for me because I'm the only technical person there. So I was thinking what to do. So it was an AAML hackathon. So we need to build an AAML solution. So it is something which is very very new to me at that time. So I've seen it, I've heard it, but never tried it hands on. So I had this question. I'm new to AAML, so how to choose a model or how to do it? I'm completely zero in that space. So then again a spark came to me. It was like, yes, I'm new to AAML but not new to data. I've analyzed so many data in my past. I know how to analyze the data, how to get the things. So I studied the data and chosen the model which fits the data. So that is the appropriate way, but at that time I never know that that is the right approach. So then I created the AAML model and submitted it. So the use case was very strong. So uh, again an accomplishment, right? So I got third place. So I was more happy than whoever got first or second place. The reason behind it, I started from zero and achieved this state. So it is still one of my accomplishment, I would say, in my career, because from zero I made it to a successful thing. I never thought I will win it, but as this picture says, right, happiness is a choice. For me, it is even the third place or even getting an entry into the final thing would be a happy thing for me. So both the experiences, right? So it relates to this quote which I another quote which I used to like much. So it's like data will talk to you if you're willing to listen to it. It is something like often we go with the tools and technologies, but often we miss to spend good time with data. So if we spend good time with data, right, we would be able to achieve some certain solutions or optimize certain ways of working. Everything we can do it. So that learning I got from both the experience and two extreme of my career life. So we have seen the journey of myself from a graduate trainee to where I'm standing now, and also we have seen the two different experiences which taught me how data is very important. Now, I would like to share a success mantra. So it is not a magic word, but I'm just wanted to call it with three different aspects of it. So and it does had five spikes. So when I say five spikes, it's very sharp, but it is very very key for me to get succeeded. So I just wanted to share my success mantra as well as the five spikes of it. The first one is persistent learning. So this is constantly I used to say to whomsoever I meet in professional life or even in any graduate trainees whom I'm training at, right? The learning should never stop. Irrespective of anything, right? The persistent learning should never stop. So I used to learn a lot. I have a very good peers with me who also do a lot of learning. I used to collaborate with them. I always keep myself very occupied with new things. So the recent thing which I'm currently upon is like the verification of data. So that is something which for the last 4 5 months I'm constantly involving in that aspect, that forum to see how we can create a fair data. So the persistent learning is one key element, and the other one is never miss an opportunity. So this I would relate to my first experience when I was a graduate trainee, right? So it was only me who got a data warehousing project. So if I was very stubborn with that, stating that I will not I will stick only to .NET, and I would not gone through these many journeys, these many things with respect to data, and I am not sure where I would have been exactly placed if I made a different choice. So opportunity always there. Even the cloud hackathon, which I said, right, it's an opportunity. So it's even though it's zero for me, I made sure that I could able to learn something out of it. So I would always suggest that you shouldn't miss any opportunities. Third important thing is take risk. So the risk taking ability only comes when we are very confident about it. So it can be anything. It can be professional or personal. If you want to take risks, we should be we should know 360 degree of the thing. So I always suggest people or advise people, right, take some calculated small risks, so that in some or other way it would help us to get a better experience or a different experience. So even I would consider like even a failure is a good experience. So not always success is an experience. Even a failure is a very good experience to learn more about it. So these are the three segments I would call as a success mantra. So from my side, and the five spikes, right? I would like to run through that five spikes. The first spike, which I would say, is like never consider tools and technology as a priority. So tools and technology are there only to serve the purpose which with the data which we have. It can be any forum, it can be any application, any programming language, anything. So always give much more importance to data, because that is the foundation with which we're going to build tools and technologies. So never ever forget this. So data is always greater than tools and technologies. Explore new opportunities. So like how I made a choice, rather than moving upwards in the same profile, I just made a transition on data analyst, but now I could able to build a capability in my current organization. That is something which I explored newly. So I would always suggest people to explore new opportunities, so that you will get a new experience, new people you will be able to meet it, and new challenges you will also face it. And this is I think this is the third key point I would say. It's like sharing is success. So I used to remember, right? So in my childhood days when I was in school, right, if I learn something, some or other people will say, "Hey, don't share it with someone else, so they will score more marks than you." So that time it looked more of a competitive thing. But if you see in the current world, right, even currently what I'm doing is kind of a sharing. So when I share something, right, definitely someone else would share some other thing to us. It might be useful for us. Someone would help us to go to a different avenue. Someone will speak about us. We speak about someone. That sharing would help us to collaborate, and it will be kind of a win-win situation. So earlier, when I reflecting on the childhood thing, right, it is only one person will benefit, but in the sharing is success. To whomsoever we are sharing it, everybody will have a win-win situation. So that is another key spike. Fourth one is on the domain knowledge. So since I moved from different domain, from banking then to media, now into pharmaceutical, right, life sciences domain. So do see the importance of domain when we want to work closely with data. So the domain knowledge is key. So with good domain knowledge, right, you can speak the common language with the business. So you can easily able to relate with what the business is saying, and we can also help to refine certain requirements if you know the business. So domain knowledge is always key. And the last one, which I said as a first segment, right, on the success mantra, be a lifelong learner. So learning has no stoppage. So you have to continuously learn, because tools and technology also is evolving day by day. So it is always better to be a consistent and continuous learner. So try to learn some or other thing every day newly. So that would be another advice I would say to all data professionals here. Okay, so yeah. So next thing I wanted to share you with my GPS learning method. So it is something which I used to sketch notes in LinkedIn. So when I was trying to, there was one question from my colleague on saying that how you are learning it, how you are making sure that when you go into it, how you are making sure that you are able to succeed with that learning, what method you follow, what methodology. So a lot of questions with it. So at that time I was trying to see some analogy and found the GPS as an analogy. So I'll just touch upon briefly on what is a GPS learning method. So consider when we want to navigate or using a Google map, right? So what we will do, we'll put a current location and we will put a destination where we want to go. Okay. So if you see that, destination would be the key. It is not the source location. Actually, destination where you want to go, it is a key. And definitely you'll face some traffic jam, you'll face some minute work thing, there'll be construction going on, you have to take some diverted routes, everything will be there. And also sometimes if it's a long journey, you will definitely take a break. You will enjoy the ride, you will enjoy the locations on the way. So all sort of things would be there. And finally when you reach your destination, right, either you will check in into a hotel, or you will go to a relative's house, or you will go to a park. So you'll celebrate the accomplishment, you'll feel relaxed with it. But we'll not stop with it, right? So it is a journey. So again, we need to come back to the source point or somewhere else which we have planned to go. So this is something which I thought it is very, very analogous to what a learning method should be. So I'm just showing a GPS map on my CDMP journey. So in December 2019, I did my CDMP data management fundamentals. So at that time, I got the fundamental exposure. But since we were into a state that we need to build a data modeling capability in my current organization. So the next thing was me to specialize in data modeling, to know about what are the different aspects in data modeling. And I thought there is an specialized certification CDMP. So I thought I should do that, but it was not a straightforward route. So I didn't go there directly. In between, I had a chance to learn a machine learning course. Then I wanted to know cloud fundamentals for a project, so I learned Azure fundamentals. And we need to streamline certain process in our organization, so for that I was learning Six Sigma. And then only on May 2020 I was able to complete the data modeling specialization in CDMP. So this is something like I would call it as GPS, because you can't go always directly from A to B. So it should be an A1, A2, B1, B2, and then you will reach B. So that is how I see. So this is my learning method. So whatever I do, I will fix on destination, but I will not stick very sharp to the destination, but we have to be adjustable in the things which happen in the middle. So in that way I used to learn myself. Yeah, another quote to quote here is like Michelangelo's famous quote, I'm still learning. So I embrace lifelong learning. So I'm doing it. So this is one of my other favorite quote, where it says I'm still learning. Wherever we are still learning it. Okay, and this one is about. I just thought of showing the community on the panoramic view of data world, because it is not simple one or two roles which we have in the current industry. It is a bunch of roles we are having in all different ways. So I just thought this panoramic view would give you a different perspective on how to take a data professional. So yes, so data world is also a world of opportunities. It is not only one role; it has multiple roles. Let's see what are the different areas or roles we have in the data world. So when you say data platforms, right, you have a number of roles like data quality, master data management, reference data management, data architecture. So this is one key area which will be a foundational element in every organization which embraces the data management. So analysis and modeling comes where we need to use the existing data in place. So if you want to build a DWA solution, if you want to integrate two different solutions, or you want to migrate from A to B, the data analysis and modeling would be the key. So these are the two roles which we can have under an analysis and modeling. With respect to integration, so definitely data warehousing is just an enterprise thing, and it has been for decades. And big data is picking up since 2000. So we used to have both these things commonly existing in the data world. Insights, yes. So when we say insights, more or less kind of a descriptive thing. So it is morely aligned to the business intelligence and visualization. So where we used to create reports, dashboards, etc. And the last one is advanced analytics, which has been key or trending in the current world, right? So data science is data science, AI engineering, information engineering, statistical modeling, all the different roles you have it in this space. So I made data science as a star, right? So the reason behind putting a star is like data scientists should have a very good domain knowledge. So probably most of you would have seen the popular Venn diagram, which says about the mathematical knowledge, domain knowledge, and computer programming knowledge all together forms a data scientist. So in that sense, right, so apart from other things, for data science, for sure you need to be a domain expert to make sure you're giving a right AML solution. It doesn't stop only at the team level or program level or sub org level, but it also scales up to a executive level, where we do have positions like chief data officer, chief information officer in many organizations. So this is just a panoramic view, but there are a lot more to it. So there are different roles now evolving, emerging, as the organization are trying to understand the importance of the data which they have. Okay, coming to the last segment. So initially, I introduced myself on a professional front, but I'm now introducing on my personal front. So I would like to say about four different things which are very personal to me. So one is like in LinkedIn, I used to create sketch notes on different topics, mostly centered around data. So I used to create often on the sketch notes. So I've recently completed my 50th sketch note in LinkedIn starting this year. So I used to draw when I was childhood, and also during till my college days I was able to draw. But after the professional and the personal life, right? So I was not able to get it. But now I'm just converting that arting or sketching talent into a data and more professional way. So you can follow me on RR Sketches in LinkedIn to see all the different sketch notes which I have done it so far. Okay, on the capability side, right? So it is currently I'm interested in more on data verification. That is one interest area which I'm currently having. Also, I wanted to explore on the graph modeling aspect as well. So graph is also a key area in the data field, which is both are new to me. So I'm trying to make sure that I explore these areas in my coming days. And on the other side, right, so more of a personal, I said professional, I said, but to the community, right? So since 2014, myself with my group of friends who are mostly my classmates, colleagues, right? So we formed a group called EGAI, so which means benevolent in English. It's a Tamil word. So EGAI means to be benevolent, to be kind. So we are focused on supporting the educational need for the underprivileged people. So whoever is needing the financial assistance for their education alone, right? So we are supporting them. So for now, we have supported close to around 2.5 to 2.6 lakhs. So that is the amount in the last 6 years we have collected and given it to the respective people. So this is one thing which I take it out of my personal and professional life. So something which I also say to other people, like, so we do good for personal and professional, but for community, at least in some or other way, we need to contribute. So this is the way I'm contributing it. On my very personal side, right? So I'm a vivid traveler. So I used to travel a lot. So even last December to last March, before the second lockdown, I traveled 3 different places. So, but the current situation is not allowing me to travel a lot. So once everything settles off, right? So I will definitely plan for some trips. Now I'm preferring to go by road. So earlier I used to go with my friends, but now I'm going with my family. I used to listen to podcasts. So that is my recent inclusion in my personal time. So I used to listen some motivational, inspirational podcasts or interviews. Also, I like to listen music. So especially the Tamil music which is there. So I used to listen. So that keeps me calm whenever I need some break. Right. So that is the way I used to listen to music. And the last and the most important thing is for me is like I'm spending a good time with my son. So the pandemic situation has positively influenced me to spend good time with my son. So it's been 1.5 years I'm with him. So even today, right? So he was saying you should not go to office. So I was saying him that I'm going to office for this session. So he said no, you should play with me. So that is one critical thing which I'm currently spending most of my weekend time with my son. So this is about me on a personal aspect. Yeah, thanks for listening to my data journey, and I'm happy to take any questions. And also I would like to thank Sanjeev for this initiative, because this is my first of the kind coming in live and presenting about my data journey to a wider forum. So thanks a lot, Sanjeev, for creating this initiative for the young talents like me, so that we will also get a forum to share about our journey, our success, and our experiences.
Thank you very much. What a fantastic story that you have shared, Ravi, today. I was like fully engrossed in it. I think I also shared a couple of things which I really loved. Your GPS method, your 5 spikes, success mantra, and your personal side of philanthropic activity that you do. I can't pronounce it again because it's like EGAI group,
Eagle,
right?
yeah, yeah.
EGAI group. And moreover, your Kutti story, I learned two things. In Tamil, Kutti is a small, but yours is a big story if you ask me, and I appreciate. And I never felt it is your first time coming live, speaking to a
Okay.
lot of people here. So thank you very much for your time today. I think I got a lot of comment here which I flashed time and again while you were presenting. You might not have noticed, but there are a lot of fan that are appreciating your slides. It's really awesome to see the support that you are getting, and overall people loved what you talked. especially your slides, your success mantra, your CDMP stories. So thank you very much for your time today, Ravi, on this show.
Yep.
And keep doing the great stuff that you're doing, especially on the giving back to the community. So thank you very much, Ravi.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Sanjeev. Thanks all for listening to me.
Thank you. So guys, keep watching Data Ki Baat. I'll keep bringing a lot of people, young data professionals, young data thought leaders into this new format, who can come and share their story, because stories is with everybody. It's just a matter of time and this place where you can come freely and talk about yourself. So keep doing that and keep supporting us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.